all that I'm trying to do is give a form to absence. It's like trying to give presence to absence. Creating these forms that represent things that are not here in this realm, in this physical realm anymore. A physical form that you can continue to interact with in order to connect to something that is absent but probably exists somewhere else, right now.
Yeah, that's spiritual. That's like what you do in the church or the shrine or when you go to pray.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder it's so deeply felt. Because you have to put all that energy in if you want it to really be a portal.
Yes. And talking about portals,
of how the personal is enmeshed with the global and the political. Your manipulation of aesthetic processes, something I see your work doing is of historical and contemporary references, and then you're culling from very personal materials. Your subjects and your own experience of, to me it's a reality, a specific way of memory, family, monumentality, future, and memorialization, and how you're connecting that to sympathetic magic makes a real philosophical and political argument. We can be part of this conversation too. Cultural, even if we have understandings already that are already at play, been canonized. That images, sculptures, to the composition brought into being and creation can actually manipulate collective, the world, entangled, networked. And in this part of the world, that side of art and creation is not considered to be separate from life. There are these performative moments, points our attention to how that has always, where you have these kind of stars in art history, but with that you have classical painting, ghostly and recurring, while also figures around them, manipulating the public's understanding of power. I think it's very centralized global, networked, and contemporary, what your work is proposing. Memory and global conditions.
Maybe the souls of the subjects,
because in the absence of color,
whose lives you're sustaining,
all we have is light. I just have to follow the light,
live in the light.
All I have is the light.
Like a form of drawing,
because all I have
through erasure
is the light. Manipulate
you're
the light
to conjure the presence,
bring out the image
of something that's absent.
Illuminate.
You're chasing after
that
the
dramatic
light.
play of light and shade.
You're searching for the light
to the main characters. Focus.
Reconjuring it to suggest the presence of something being light.
Any other questions? Thank you so much for coming. It's so nice to see a full house, Daniel.
Transcend into the physical.
You could say loss.
A sort of sympathetic magic.
Was in a way the material.
Where representing these memories.
The conceptual material.
Could actually
transcend into something that
you know,
you could imbue
into this realm
with a different energy. Archives,
a way of preserving
memories as documents,
when the lives that they've led,
touched by your reimagination of them. Am I getting you?
arts had a more potent way of preserving.
This is when I imagine them
not only preserving
in their afterlife,
but also
in a different realm,
but also
where they are free,
at the same time
happy, joyful.
This is
a non-verbal language
through which we are able to remember the reminiscence, create avenues where we could even create new memories.
I usually imagine him
new interactions
living much longer than he did, and then
in the form of the exhibition
where he would have been by now.
Relate to these subjects.
They say you can come after you are also finished.
A way of putting the past and the present, the future,
we are waiting for you
together in one form.
We can't wait to see you again. You have all the tools you need to become
and how
who you have to be.
This method of making art evolved as I feel like his work is dealing with crisis of faith, a very real and raw, and how that can be transformative response to what you were personally experiencing. He made this kind of practice also because in the time of COVID, everyone around the world he faced so much death and loss having in his family in new ways, and so it wasn't.
You can do this, DK. We are with you until the end. Make us proud.
You know.
Hi Daniel, how are you?
I also think
another
that
voice note.
A very interesting discussion you
I need more tools to
and
open
it's one of the
up
things
your
that we
language.
Didn't really talk about much in our conversation.
I want to ask you about your language in relation to
think about
your art historical references,
medium erasing in order to bring out the
drawing
picture,
and
the memories,
photographic,
digging out
manipulative,
the memories,
and artistic
painting
processes.
Being an additive medium traditionally, and then sculpture being a subtractive medium.
Your interactions with your
to
family.
The picture usually subtracts when you are carving out a marble or wood in order to achieve the sculpture piece that you're making. With drawing,
classical painting, impasto, brushstrokes, relation to light kind of thing.
Subtractive approach. Whereas drawing with the charcoal,
especially with regard to words, language,
sort of
how would you describe
a dual approach to achieving the picture?
What it is these artists or these works were doing
is like the
that
additive,
attracted you?
The additive stage.
What was it about them?
I draw with the charcoal and add charcoal onto the surface. And then the last part is the subtractive approach, where I draw with the eraser to remove certain parts of the drawing. It's erasing and carving out, bring out the image, the picture, the memory. So yes, so excavating, digging out the memory. The eraser gives that's giving presence to absence through erasure.
What is it about particular images
taking out
that
or the erasing
you see in them that you want to make your own
in order to represent?
I want to get inside your language of what are you doing in those moments where
your mind is being freed from your body and your hand is moving in a certain way. What ways? What are the kind of strokes? What are the gestures? What are you doing? What are the decisions you're making, or what's coming out or through you?
Preacher man, please have some faith.
How you understand, and I want to take a moment. The dead, the dead, the dead.
Here I am with my bag of shame.
To be co-present in the fabric of the now.
Yesterday, like every other day.
I know this is very personal, and I just want to give you space to get into that headspace. But if it's all right, I want to ask you, what is it that your mother and father would say to you?
He lost his wife. He lost some of his children.
And what is it that you would say to them? What is it that you would ask them?
He lost
These conversations with them in your imagination.
He is the quintessential international artist. He is also
And what is it
the artist
that they tell you?
of no place.
Or that you're left
Carve out his own identity
wondering
and his own path.
how you understand the dead
That he wanted to take to represent himself
to be co-present in the fabric of the now.
and not to represent any movement or any style or technique.
I'm asking this because
Establish
I want to
an identity
bring
and a reputation
your world
for his own self
into life
and a place,
with my words,
a sense of belonging.
the ways that you draw them.
They say you can come after you are also finished.
A way of putting the past and the present, the future
We are waiting for you.
together in one form.
We can't wait to see you again. You have all the tools you need to become who you have to be.
Something I saw in the final composition in the PDF I have with your father making blessings was, it felt like he was doing, in the context of the church, what you were doing with your drawings, using your hands to touch, to electrify blessings around you, to conjure a certain spiritual essence into life through the physical interactions. So I think it's really true what you said, that a spirit can live on through the child. And I feel like he's living in you, continuing his blessings through you.
The artist of no place,
And maybe that
and a place,
home is actually right
a sense of belonging.
inside you. Inside you. Inside you.
You can do this, DK.
Sometimes
We are with you
poetry starts to come out
until the end.
when I ask myself these questions.
Make us proud.
this is where I see this story going, and I wanted to share it.